So today we're reviewing the Floor Flusher. This is an event schematic from the Art Deco set, which, even though it says event, it's not an event. It's just a llama type that can return the shop, the weekly shop. No, daily shop. Not weekly, because there's no weekly llamas. Point being, the llamas can come back occasionally. It's not the most often thing, but it's from those llamas. You can flux these out of the collection book, of course. That's how I actually got my copies, because I'm an impatient son of a B word. It's too early in the video to, cuss at the moment, so I won't be saying that stuff. But what's so special about this weapon is that it has that weapon bonus of, 6-perk bonus of weapon hits deal 44 bonus, 44% bonus damage against water elementals, environmentals, nature elementals. Basically, what you can do is have your normal element, but then have that element bonus for every element, which is what I do have. Not every copy is finished, which is why this video has been delayed by a ton. And also, I've been doing live streams recently on Twitch, link in description. I've been having a lot more fun just doing live streams and chatting with you guys. You guys are fun, and I like interacting. So yeah. Now, since it is just a very basic assault rifle, we will of course be using a very basic assault rifle build. I've said this 100 times, so if you watch the channel, you know what I say. This is the most bare-bone basic way to use an assault rifle with an assault rifle build, because it's just very strong buffs. We have assault ammo recovery, so we don't waste all of our bullets. Assault damage for increased damage. Tactical assault sledgehammer in the lead for extra crit damage. Then until rocking out, even for more chance to crit and increase our damage. Just very simple increase the damage, and it should help shred out the enemies. Now, before we do get in game, I just want to say that Late Night with Creature, of course, being on Twitch, won't be happening for the next few days. I've kind of just burnt myself out, and with Late Night with Creature, we play just a random assortment of games I have, and I kind of want to install some other ones at the moment, and I'm kind of like wanting to plan out some stuff. So I'll see you all. I want to say Saturday is when the next time I'll be doing Late Night with Creature, or maybe Sunday. So yeah, let's get in game and let's test this out. Alrighty, we are in game. We don't have a full team yet because it is a bit later in the day when recording this. I'm recording this day before upload because I've been pushing this back a lot and I simply just need to do it. Also want to do it. So let's go find our weapon. Ever since they scrambled the inventory, it's been hard for me to actually find the weapons I need. So I went back and forth. There we go. So we need our... I said a burp there, sorry. I'll mute it, of course. But as you see, we have our nature copy for the water zone. I don't know why I spaced on that, and what the fuck? Oh, zombie chickens are back. Sweet. Hate these things. Of course, these aren't the targets we should be really focusing on, because they're just zombie chickens. Let's go they're back. Really annoying sounding, though. They're loud and pretentious. Anyways, let's go find ourselves some targets to go beat up, of course, with the assault rifle. Here we go, we have a couple enemies. And all of them are elemental, which is what this weapon thrives in, is against the corresponding elemental enemies. And as you see, it is killing enemies, non-elemental everyone, not very well. Of course, there will be other weapons that will do better with Affliction, but, it's hard to say that this weapon isn't doing good. Because it's doing great. But then, this is just a very bone basic review at the given moment. Let's go take care of these. Okay, you know what? You're just kind of in the way, Shielder, so I'm just going to go in with that and just clear it with this. I see it does fairly well. Now, they were lower due to me using my pot shot to take them out. But, point being, it still did pretty good damage, and... it's kind of like the Gravedigger again. I don't know what to really say, because it's just a bare-bones basic assault rifle that just does crazy damage against elemental enemies. Because that's the entire Dark Echo's, no, not Dark Echo. Art Deco. I don't know why I keep saying it backwards. I've had to re-record myself saying Art Deco so many times. I'm not doing it now. I'm just going to correct myself middle of the review, I'm stuttering so badly. I don't stutter in the live streams. That's the funny part. I don't really stutter in the live streams that much when I'm recording. I just stutter a lot, and I really don't know why. The point being, it's a basic assault rifle. There isn't really much to say about it, because it's you know, it's doing what it needs to do. It's an assault rifle. It does assault rifle things, you know. You know, this is it's a weapon. This is a weapon that kills enemies. You know, like, I don't know how to really explain it. You know, it is just a good and decent assault rifle. There is really nothing else to add except I'm being chased down by a taker. I don't trust you. But point being, of course I'd see. Just killing them absolutely perfectly. And we don't have a full team, which, you know, usually when you review a weapon or use a weapon, you're usually in a full team. But I can see the weapon is doing fine. You know, I feel like this is just the Gravedigger, except, you know, it's not just the Siegebreaker reskin, more or less. You know, it's unique to itself, but using it isn't very unique because it is just an assault rifle, you know? It's just... I really don't know what else to really say. But I guess I'll see you at the mission defense. Alrighty, the mission has begun. I just got done making some builds. Now this is water zone. I'm using brick, but it's an area where they won't be directly hitting them, and the only thing they'll be attacking these bricks will be lobbers. So it's not really big of an issue. So it's, you know, lobbers can't be element, and the lobbers' beehives or little skulls they throw cannot be of element. So it isn't really an issue. Now I didn't get to grab wafers, which is a little upsetting, but we did trap, so I should be able to get the working out from the trap wins I'll be getting. Now I am getting a little bit beaten up out here. It's a little hard. Now you see, it does fairly well against the correct element. Now if I were to use this against fire, or of course the same element of nature, it will be of course doing less damage. Against nature, it will be doing 67% of its damage, and against fire, it will only be doing 25% of its damage. So of course we have the correct element we're going up against. Now I think they used a mythic for that, so I don't know what that is. Also, if you're gonna do this, you actually need that to be a whole half wall. Not half wall, but a fence. This is a half wall. There need to be a fence for that to actually go through, which I think is what they wanted, because these are not being activated unless like they hop over it or something. Because sometimes the sometimes Husklings will actually overshoot, and you won't hit their target, which can be a little funny. But point being, as you see, it's just an assault rifle. Not really anything that notable except the bonus damage from the 6 of course against water enemies, which we are not shooting right now because these are just physical, which is only doing about, I want to say, actually I think I want to say it's doing its like normal amount of damage, or a little bit less. I'm not fully sure, and we have a nurse, it's annoying me, so I'm just going to do that. And I didn't even pull my minigun on my controller, of course, since we have to do like the button combos to pull our stuff. I didn't need to do that. So let me just put that away real quick. And just actually let's back out. That didn't do anything. What? Now you see, against elemental enemies, it will shred like an assault rifle against enemies. But there is a bit of an outlier or issue per se. But I'll get that. I'll mention my point at the final analysis, because I think we should try to let this weapon shine a little bit. Because if we don't, this is gonna be a super short video, and I like at least like 10-minute videos at most. 10 minutes to 20 minutes, or sometimes like 40. My weapon reviews are a little bit inconsistent, per se, when it comes to their length. Recently I've been only doing 1-game reviews, and they've been a little bit more popular-ish. But, point being, this is just such a bare bones basic weapon. It's really hard to review, honestly, because it does assault rifle damage, it does that bonus damage. There isn't really like cool benefactors or like a cool secret thing that happens. Like, no, it's just an extra beefy assault rifle against a certain element. That's all it really has going, per se. You know, it isn't going to explode enemies. It ain't going to you know, make them dance like the boogie weapons. Of course, they're called, I think, called boombox. I think they're just called boombox. The point being, it's just a super simple weapon. Like, I don't know. I honestly don't know what to really say to explain it, because what you're seeing is what you get. You know, it's a weapon. It kills. Now, I'm not using it as the Smasher because it's not doing that well against our current zone formation. Or team formation, per se. Because, well, also our zone right now has Frenzy, and Frenzy likes to kick my butt a lot, you know. It's not that pleasant. The point being, it's really just another assault rifle you can get that does beefy damage against certain enemies. I've said this twice now because I don't really know what to say, because I have done everything this weapon provides. You know, there isn't really much to say. You know, would you like your assault rifle with flare, or would you like it military? You know, would you like the suppressed, or would you like the siege breaker? Like, you know, both really good weapons, both functionally different, but, you know, actively the same thing. You know, it's an assault rifle. It will kill your enemies. Now, our mini boss is a melee boss, so I can't really show off the weapon here. Stinky. You really suck. You really suck. I hate takers. Hate takers. It's the mini boss. Oh shit! But I'll cut back after this boss since I can't really show off the weapon with it. Alrighty, we are actually in a second match. It's been a while since I did a 2-match review. I guess, you know, 1-match reviews have been a little bit more spicy recently. But that last match, I wasn't really able to showcase the weapon that well, especially since with one teammate, and I didn't get sub wafers to show off the crit, the crits, obviously, but I was able to showcase it with the rocking out active. Well, most of the time, you know, I couldn't show it when I wanted to, you know, I was kind of waiting for the traps to do the limbs and all that stuff, and we won the mission, by the way, so, you know, everything's fine, everything's good. We won the mission. Super tasty, super good. But let's go see if we can find ourselves some big old targets, some wafers, and something interesting to shoot at. So, yeah. Alrighty, we have a smasher right up ahead, so let's pop our wafer and let's go lay into it. Now, as you can see, like I said for the previous footage, it's a very beefy weapon. To, you know, the corresponding element, of course, and since we had another water zone, we are actually using the same weapon as before. I didn't have to craft a new one, which is super nice. I hate really crafting extra stuff. You can't tell by that bullet glitch, which hopefully I hope has been patched, because there was an update, the Fortnite update, so, you know, woot woot, we've reached Fortnite. But, yeah. You see, super beefy weapon. With a full team, even beefier. And, yeah. Like I said, I don't really know how to review such a basic weapon. Well, we have cut back, and if you can't tell but what I'm hiding, we have another smasher. So let's just lay into it like before, and it's a very similar result. Even the same formation of enemies before, Riot, Husky, and just normal Husk. We also have some ground enemies up here, so let's just lay into them. As you can see, they're dying. They're doing well, they're dying. Even the Taker is dying. One bullet away from dead, though. But, as you can see, the weapon is weaponing. Like, super beefy, super strong, but against the one element the weapon has been designed for, so, you know, nature, water, or fire. So, I'll see you at the defense, or at the mini-boss. Did I just fall off the map? No, okay, I didn't. Look what we got up here. A little toilet Ned. Oh boy, how I love thee. There you go, Dad. Yeah, I knew you were. Yeah. Also, look at this weird spot. Oh, they found the modules before. But look at this spot. They can only come up one direction, so I just had to do that. Luckiest spot for a C-bot I've ever seen. Like, honestly. No enemies even spawned. But yeah. He's had a hiccup there, sorry if you heard that. But yeah, pretty cool. Then he fucking farts away. But yeah, I'll cut back at the defense. Alrighty, we are at the defense, and the defense has begun, and that's not how you use broadsides. That's not how you use broadsides. You should be closer together. This is correct. This is perfectly fine. This is fine. This, no. This should be closer together. We're missing ceiling traps, obviously. And this is perfectly fine. And then over here, there's nothing. Anyways, let's toss the chicken and let's get to the reveal. Now, as you see, you have some blasters up here, so let's just, yep, that's the weapon, that's the enemy, and they're dead. Basic weapon. You know, not commonly used, you know, it's a lot more of an odd pick. And if you're usually going for it, it's usually for the elemental bonus, because that's what the weapon does. But, you know, there's a lot of weapons that are better, have better perk options, and will do just as a good job. Of course, we'll see that in the final analysis, like I said. But if you're looking for something to pack a punch against one element, it will do. You know, I don't really got much to add to it. And you've seen what you need to see so far, so let's get to the final boss and let's see what we can do. It's shielded, but it's our element, so let's see what we can do. And it's not doing bad against a shielded enemy. You usually want to use a melee against them. But since it's the matching element, it's, you know, it's shredding away at them. Not the fastest shredding, but it's doing its thing. You know? It's being a weapon. Again, melee boss, may I add. This is a melee boss. We should be using swords. And that was very consistently shredding away at it. Just shredding away slowly, but still getting a good bit of health off of it in a good decent amount of time per magazine, which is fairly nice. And of course, that's the weapon, you know? You really can't really, I can't at least really say much more about it, because, you know, it's an assault rifle. There's not much to really add, or like, honestly much. There's nothing. I can't even think of something. It's a bare bones assault rifle. It's good. It's great. It will work well, honestly. So yeah, I guess I'll see you for the final analysis. So, would I suggest the floor flusher as a primary weapon in Fortnite Save the World? Yes, but no at the same time. It is great for managing with a single element. It will absolutely shred through enemies, but the biggest issue is that there's better weapons in the game that don't require you to be stuck to an element and also have better 6 perks. Such as the Siegebreaker, the Wraith, the Primal Rifle, which yes, is stuck to only elementals. It cannot be energy, but it has that Frenzy 6 perks, which can be very fun to use. The Deathstalker, yes, this weapon people overlook, does better and more functional damage all-roundly than the Floor Flusher. And last and not least, the Pain Train. These weapons I just listed do great damage, do all-round damage, because they can be energy, and, you know, can have Affliction, Frenzy perk, you know, Slowed and Snared. It can have a ton of good perks, such as, like, it's just so many better options for weapons. Now, if you are wanting to focus on one weapon or one target, the Floor Flusher might be a good pick. But if you're just looking for all-around usability, where you don't have to craft a copy for each elemental, you might just want to go for the weapons, of course, I just listed, because they do this about the same damage output, and they're just more uniquely usable than this. This is just, you have the matching element, you fire the enemy, they die. While the others, you know, they have those bonuses, you can play around, you can experiment. It's really a tough pickle to suggest this, because it's just too basic of a weapon even for Save the World standards. Because almost every gun has something unique going from, but this doesn't. It's just some extra damage, which can be easily outdone by other weapons. So if you're looking for something to punch out one element, great, this will work. But if you're looking for something that can do about the same and you know, maybe a little less damage because it's all doing all round damage. List the other guns I listed, or somewhere in the review catalog I have, in the playlist. I review a lot of weapons. There's a lot of good weapons. But this just doesn't meet a standard I have, which is it fun? Is it functional? And is it... Oh, what's the last one? I swear there was a last one. I don't remember. Because I haven't listed this before in videos. But point being, it doesn't meet the standards fully for a weapon in my eyes. It has to be fun, has to be functional, and has to be exceeding, I think it was. But point being, it does great. But it's not that fun to use. It just kills very well, which, yes, can be fun if you want to play Shredder, but I don't always want to shred the enemy. Sometimes I want to see a silly Zexperk do the job for me. You know, I don't want to see the bullets doing the work. I want to see something more goofy doing the work. You know, it's a really interesting way to view weapon. I know, yes, but it's how I like to play the game. And I know that's probably how a lot of people like to play games, such as the Xenobow, pierces through walls, such as the Nocturno, explodes enemies when you reload. There's a lot of good weapons, a lot of goofy weapons, a lot of weird weapons. But this is so basic. It's just... I don't even know a word. It's so boring, I guess. It's a functional weapon. But that's it. It does good. But I kind of got bored when I was testing it because nothing was happening. Anyways, I'll see you next time, and I hope you enjoyed. Goodbye.